Hey, high levelers, Rayo Daniel here, and what I want to show you in this video is how you actually think about and build custom dashboards that not only can help you out in your business, but can also really benefit your clients and really add a professional touch to your services by being able to sit back and give them custom data every single day regarding their business. And it doesn't cost you anything else but maybe an hour's worth of setup initially when they first become a client of yours. So let me show you how to do this. Let me just show you a few of the different dashboards that you have access to, how you can set them up, and just the thinking behind all of them. Let's hop into it. Okay, here we are inside of HighLevel, and what we're looking at here is just a basic default dashboard. Now, HighLevel automatically always gives you one dashboard that you can sit back and look at, and they try to do their best to give you the types of information that you might find valuable. But depending on how big your client's organization is or how many different roles they may have, you might need to break this information up into smaller pieces because not everybody needs to see everything inside of the business. Now, what do I mean by that? So let me just say, if you're a business and you have salespeople, what are salespeople interested in? Okay. Are salespeople interested in the number of calls that you got every day? Are they interested in the number of website visitors that you got every day? Maybe that would show some form of at least lead generation and the amount of people that are looking at your services or maybe calling in. But no, what salespeople are looking at are leads that are actively in the system. People that have called, people that have maybe gone through the Q&A with somebody over the phone and actually has expressed interest in the services or the products that you have. Now, whenever you get to that point, you become a qualified lead. Before, all the calls that you get, the website visitors, you might consider those, forgive the expression, tire kickers. These are people that are potentially could waste your time. But for a salesman wants to deal with people who have expressed interest, maybe they've raised their hand, like called or submitted a form on your website or something like that. They've gone the extra step, not just visiting your website, but actually sent something into you saying, please give me more information about your product or service. So what I'm trying to say is salespeople don't really care about the information contained as far as calls and things like that. Now, what they're interested in are physical things like things that might be in the pipeline currently for like new leads. Like I just got a new lead on the website. We just got a new lead that they called in and we put them in. We have new appointments being booked, and these appointments could be calls that you call people back about for things like your products or services. So that's the type of information, for example, a salesperson might want. Now, if you're an office manager, okay, if you're concerned about how well the office is doing, okay, you might want to know how many calls are coming in. Not only how many calls, you might want to know more things like what's the average duration? What's the shortest calls that we've got? And what's the longest calls that we've got? And if we're getting calls that last more than, say, 10 minutes, then what's the problem with that? Why are we having a call last more than 10 minutes? And you might want to look at that and actually listen to that phone call, because in HighLevel, you do have the ability to record those calls. That office manager now may look back and say, wow, this particular call on the dashboard was 12 minutes. It shouldn't be any more than 10. Let me listen to figure out who answered that, what's going on, and how we can shorten that call to get people in, get them an appointment, and then get them off the phone as quick as possible. Do you see what I mean? So the office manager might be more interested in the calls volumes, people coming to the website, people that might be converted from the website, because they might be responsible for how the website activity is doing. Maybe they were just recently, could have even hired you, for instance, to rebuild their website inside of HighLevel. If you just rebuilt them a website or given them a website, then they're probably going to be interested in website statistics. How many people go to your website? Which pages are the most valuable? What are people looking at the most? Are they going to your pricing page? Are they going to your services page? Your contact page? What are they looking at exactly that would make them understand how people are using your website? So let me introduce you again to the dashboard. I just want to take a minute and kind of help you understand different roles and so forth. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to have a special thing at the very end where I'm going to show you, we're going to create what I call an owner report. And an owner report is just the information that I would think that an owner would like to see when they come in every morning. They have an email and they look at the data from yesterday. What are they most interested in? What are they concerned about? And then how can you provide value to your client by sending them that data every single day? So I'm going to get to that here, but let me first explain just the dashboard and some of the templates that are involved with that you have with HighLevel that you can use automatically. Now, first of all, the dashboard is just on the left-hand side. If you come over here and click on dashboard, this right here gives you just a high-level view. Now, some of the things that I want to make sure that you understand, you can come over here and switch between dashboards. So you can have multiple dashboards, meaning you can have dashboards that are for sales, again, for the office manager, for the owner. All of those are perfectly valid dashboards. And you can actually set a default dashboard to each particular user if you wanted to, so that salespeople only see the sales dashboards when they come in. They might have permission to see some of the other ones, but depending upon the permission level, they may not. I'm also going to go over that as well. But here's where you simply switch a dashboard, or able to come here and actually add one. Now, I just want to show you this. We're not going to be dealing with any of these right now. I just want to show you that you can start from scratch. You could choose a template library, or even just take another custom dashboard that you already have, clone it, and then maybe make some changes from it if you really spent some time doing that. But here, if you select this, that there are several ones in here, and I've already created these inside of HighLevel for the dashboards. So I'm going to walk you through and show you what those are. But these are the different templates that you can just simply click on, apply, and make available to your customer right away. Now, here's one of the really other great things about dashboards. Dashboards allow you to save them, or at least include them inside of Snapshots. Now, if you're not sure what a snapshot is, just real quick, it's like a bunch of objects that you can combine, like just say in a zip file, if you remember that expression. And then what you can do then is just take that zip file and then apply all of those objects directly into another account, quickly deploying all of these so that you don't have to come in here and rebuild it manually. So you can have websites, you can have funnels, you can have email templates, you can have workflow automations, you can have all these things built into a snapshot, including dashboards. So these are a great way that you can sit back and pre-populate a bunch of different dashboards for your customers. So whenever you create their account using that particular snapshot, that all of this information will already be there in there, and you only have to configure it once. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. But before I do that, I want to sit back and explain the dashboard area a little bit more. Here you've got just a quick filter. So you can do date ranges, come here and select, do we want yesterday? Do we want today's data? What is it that we're looking for? Now, this is a test account. I don't think it would be ethical to show any kind of client account and their particular data. I think that'd be a violation myself. So right now, forgive that this isn't really populated, but you do see some data here. So right now, if you want, you can come over here and edit the dashboard. This allows you to bring up sort of the editor and allows you to remove what they call widgets. Each one of these little squares are what they call widgets. Or you can add a widget, or you can change the different types of widgets. So let's just take a look here and just see all the different types of widgets that you are allowed to create. So from contacts, this right here just gives you a total contact count. If you're tracking the source of these, this is very good, especially if you're doing social media campaigns, if you're doing Facebook, Google ads, and you're tracking all of the sources for all of those leads. This right here is very valuable because this can tell you which campaign is the most successful. Because obviously, at the most contacts by source over a given period will let you know that that marketing campaign is really working or not. So that's another good one. And there's just a lot of them in here. I could literally spend hours going through all of these, but just if you want to have information regarding just your contacts, this is where you find them. Any of your appointments, opportunities. Again, opportunities are a big one with salespeople. This is where you're going to get all of the stuff that you see from how many opportunities do I have in a pipeline? Can I change my pipeline to see how many are in the lead pipeline? How many are in the fulfillment pipeline? Things like that. So I know where people are at and I can just see things moving. So some of the other ones are these won opportunities. Obviously, that's a good one. So if you are going through the process of lead and you actually sell them something and they go from lead over to the fulfillment pipeline, then that opportunity is going to be marked as one. You could then classify that as one. And then that would be a sale, a revenue sale that you get. Now, keep this in mind. This right here is very valuable because if you looked at the won opportunities that you have on a given day, then you can just simply multiply that by what your customer lifetime value is. Now, if you're not familiar with, that's just an expression depending upon what business you're in or what business your client is in, forgive me, but they may have a certain value tied to a customer. Landscaper, it might be $1,000 for a customer. If you are a heating and cooling company, it might be $2,000. So if you're a roofer, for instance, it might be $20,000 because every roofing job on average might be $20,000, might be their average customer lifetime value. And again, pretty much you're going to have one customer for a lifetime because roofs generally are 20, 25 years, assuming no weather damage, but you get the point. So that customer lifetime value can be very high. And you can just simply look at that saying, hey, we won 4 opportunities today. So if you're a roofer, then $20,000 times 4, that is $80,000 that you just made that day. So that could be a really good number that the owner may want to see on their report every morning. Just to give you an example, I'm trying to do these videos. I'm trying not to drag things out. I'm trying to give you ideas on how you can use these particular widgets and metrics to help you. So you go ahead and move this to do not disturb. Forgot to do that. But we have emails. So if you want to have the amount of emails that you're sending and receiving, if you're doing cold email marketing, That's always going to be a good one. Again, that would be one that the office manager might want to see. How many emails are being sent out or how many emails are coming back in, things like that. Again, calls, conversations. This is pretty nice. So you could track how many conversations are actually open or unread at any particular time here, because conversations is the main area where all the leads come in from people that text you, people that email you, so that area right there needs to be maintained very well in order to reply and respond to leads in a timely manner. So a high number of those unread messages could be a problem. Payments, if you do accept payments. Now, most of the times, if you're dealing with this, your client, and let's just say they're a landscaper, they probably already have some sort of system in place for doing their invoicing, billing, and things like that. So you may or may not have the payments in here. That may or may not be valuable. If they're doing ads and they're doing ads through HighLevel, again, if they're doing ads outside of HighLevel, you wouldn't really be able to track it. But if they're doing Facebook ads or Google ads and you integrate those form leads into HighLevel, so if they come into the system, you can start tracking all of those purchases and things like that come in. Social planner, if you actually are doing, if their client is having you do their social media management, the social planner can certainly do all of that. So this right here is a great way to look at, like, how many posts did we send out today? How many responses? How many impressions did we get from our posts? That would be really great as well. So hopefully you can understand this depending upon what your client is used for. And here's where it gets a little bit harder from my perspective on these videos, because I don't know what your key metrics are, or more specifically, I don't know what your client's key metrics are. So if you're doing this, you might want to sit back and have a dashboard that you can simply look at. Hey, let me see. Yeah, this is your business, not your client's business. But if you're setting up a dashboard, you might want to have something for social media, because you might want to keep track of all the posts, how many posts went out today, how many impressions did we get, things like that, and either track it on a daily basis or even on a weekly basis at least. But this would be another separate dashboard that would be great to configure. And you don't even have to come in here and look at them. You can just simply have these reports emailed to you, which again, I'm going to show you, and that'll be toward the end when we deal with the owner report. But I'm going to show you how to email these out to your clients or even to yourself so that you get these in your email every morning. And you don't even necessarily have to log into HighLevel to look at these dashboards to run your own business. And again, there's Google Analytics. And here's one of the cool things that I think is pretty awesome as well. Custom objects. Now, this is something that a lot of people don't understand, because inside of HighLevel, objects, I created a whole other video of my YouTube channel regarding this, but custom objects are a way to include additional objects inside of your CRM system without having to keep them in a separate system. Meaning, if your client deals with, maybe they have a fleet of trucks, maybe they have equipment that they want to keep track of, that information can be contained inside of HighLevel to the use of a custom object. Now, I actually have a custom object built. This over here, I actually have one for cars. So if you take a look on the left-hand side, you will see that there is a cars option here. And inside of here, one of the great things about dashboards is it allows you to keep track of the custom objects. So if you do create custom objects, you can create dashboards for them as well. So here, notice that they have total number of cars, count of cars over time to just keep track of those things as well. So that's what these are for here. Now, this right here, if you look at the type, whenever you're selecting these widgets, you can always select the type of information that you want. Do you want just a simple number? Do you want a pie chart, like a little donut chart, line chart? So this really goes back to how your client wants to see their data. If they're a visual person, they might like a bar chart. They might like the pie chart. And even mixing things up makes it look pretty cool too. So add a pie chart, add a line chart, or bar graph chart, things like that. So you might want to mix them up on the dashboard just to make it look cooler. Even though it's the same information, you're looking at it in a different way. So right now, if you look at elements, this is a way that you can customize your reports by including other things other than the widgets that are included with HighLevel. So you can embed certain code if you want to. So code from another system if you want. You can put titles, maybe you can put headlines, and I'm going to show you how these work inside of our owner report when you take a look at it. You can include images or even text boxes in here. So all of these are different elements that you can add to help customize the report. Now, if you want to make the reports look better, you can make a theme to them. So notice that if you put different colors on there, the colors on here changes. So you just simply create a custom color, and you can have different colors for each dashboard. That right there might be a good way to color code things to help people out. Now, if you're dealing with this, custom metrics are a great way that you just sit back and handle specific other things that may not be included inside of a widget. So for instance, if we want to do custom metrics. So let's just say we want to start from scratch. We want to build, and let's try to do something easy here. Let's choose a metric of calls, and then we'll do count of calls. So right now, this could be revenue per day. So let's just do revenue per day. And I'm just gonna wing this here, but let's just say we want to do currency, and we're going to do custom calls. And then what we're going to sit back and do is we're going to do an operator, and we're going to multiply that by a number, And this number, let's just say we're dealing with a landscaping company and I said something about 1,000. So now we say number of calls times 1,000. Okay. Assuming that every call that you get is going to be a customer and that customer is going to be multiplied by the customer lifetime value, which really ultimately could represent a total revenue value. So you can pretty much just say how much you've made revenue that day by attracting X number of clients, assuming that you close every client that calls. I'm just trying to give you an example and be silly here, but you could just simply do this and now you have revenue per day. If you wanted to, you could just simply click on this and just simply click add. That will add that over here into the existing dashboard. It'll come down here to the bottom. So this right here, it will get added. And that's how you would add a custom metric here to your report. So just want to let you know that those are available as well. So this right here exhausts everything that's inside of the new add widget. So once you do that, the other thing is these three dots. Over here, one of the things I want to show you is inside of a particular report, you can clone a report. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Clone it, duplicate to another account. So if you create a cool dashboard, you can copy it to another customer's account if you want. Upload a dashboard template, set this as the default dashboard. So each user, when you log in, gets to have a custom dashboard set as default. Or you come in here, what I really want to show you is manage permissions. Now you could delete it, but you can't delete the default inside of HighLevel because they need at least one. But I'm going to come here to manage permissions. So notice here, I'm not going to make this private. Okay. A private dashboard means it's only available to the user that created it. So if you are a user and you want to create your own custom dashboard, that dashboard, if deemed private, is only viewable by you. If it's not private, then you can come in here and say who in the system is allowed to view it. Now I'm going to blow this up. So the agency user, again, these are users at the agency level, not at the sub account or the client level. Okay. So an account admin can view, but let's just say the account user, no, we don't want them to view it. But again, unfortunately, this is the default, so we can't do that. But I'm going to show you how you can do this in the other ones, but you can change who has full access to this, who can edit it and change it. So again, view just means they can look at it. Edit means they can simply come in here and change what's already present. If it's full, then they can add or remove widgets and things like that. So just to kind of give you a heads up of what those are. Now, let's take a look at some of the other dashboards that are currently here. Let me come out of here and cancel this edit. So now these are the templates. I didn't create these. These are the templates that you get by default with HighLevel. So here's their call tracking. Now again, total number of calls, answered versus missed calls. This is very valuable when you're looking at how many calls are we missing. Again, if this is an office manager, I can damn bet you that person's probably looking at this one like, why did we get 20 calls today and 5 of them are missed? That's 25% of all the calls go unanswered, but really statistically, we know that's more like 61 or so percent of calls don't go unanswered or unresponded to. Crazy, but anyway. So this right here is just basically the incoming calls. If you're making outgoing calls from here, from the sales team, how many calls are being outgoing, and just everything else. Here's the call duration for incoming, call duration for outgoing, just averages or minimum or maximums. So here's the total. So you can say total incoming calls. If you want to change it from seconds to something else, you can, but let's just say you find out that, oh, the total calls that we get every day are 3 hours. 3 hours, that's a lot of time that we're spending on the phone. We might want to do something different, include AI services with them. So try to plant something into your head here regarding the dashboards and how you can use this to maybe sell them services. So if you're looking over these dashboards and you're seeing that they have a lot of call volume coming in, you can sit back and just start saying, let me do a little bit of calculation. This is one of the things I teach my affiliates. By the way, guys, if you're liking this, if you think this is valuable, smash that like button for me. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, but that really helps me out in the videos. But here's one of the things I try to say to all of my affiliates to sign up with HighLevel. By the way, if you guys are looking to sign up with HighLevel and this is interesting, I have a 30-day free trial link in the video and you get access to me and a bunch of other bonuses. But here's one of the things I try to sit back and when people are wanting to deal with AI, because in my affiliates, I deal with AI and reputation management pretty much exclusively because those are the two that I feel have the best, quickest reach. There's no niche involved with any of them because every business can use both of those. Every business. So you're not limited by any particular niche by building a custom system with it. But let's just say they're getting a lot of calls every day, even if it's, let's just say 2 hours a day. So if they're getting two hours a day in calls, or let's just make it easier, an hour. Let's just make it easy. 1 hour a day, they're on the phone. Now, let's just say you're dealing with a customer. This customer is an electrician. So if the electrician has to hire somebody, that electrician's probably going to be paying somebody $15, $20 an hour or something like that to answer the phones. Now, while they're on the phone for an hour, that means not only is he having to pay that person for an hour to do that, which let's just call it 15 bucks. No, let's just do 20 because the math is going to be easier. Honest, I'm not a great math person here. So $20 per hour, that's $20 per day, 20 over 5, that's $100 per week, or that's $400 per month that the owner is having to pay that particular person to be on the phone to answer questions for somebody. So So that's a quick calculation that you can do. $400. Boom. Okay. So right now, by answering your own phone calls, you already, in a sense, are paying $400. Now, that's just one cost. But the other cost is the loss of productivity of that person for the hour. Because while that person is speaking on the phone, they can't be, let's just say they're an electrician, they can't be calling the local city hall and dealing with permits or requesting new permits. So now that is going to have to be pushed to a later time. And now you've lost the opportunity during that hour to do that. So not only do you have to do that, they're not doing invoices. They're not sending out bills. They're not sending out things they need to. So there's other loss of opportunity time, which means that they can't finish everything today. So now today's activities have to roll over to tomorrow, and that has a cost associated with it as well. So by the time you add this stuff up, and don't even get me started on if the actual electrician has to answer the phone. If they don't even have somebody, if that electrician has to answer the phone, that $400 just went up big time, because how much would an electrician charge you per hour if they had to come to your house, if they're licensed and all that other stuff? I'm going to assume at least $150. So if that owner is answering his phone calls every day or responding to it a day, that's 1 hour he can't bill a customer. So that's $150 that he just lost that particular day. So 150 times 5, what is that? $750 a week? 100, 500. So let's just say $100, because again, I suck at math. So $100 a day, that's $500 a week. That's potentially $2,000 per month. That person is losing in their ability to use that hour to do work, to bill. So that's lost revenue. $2,000. And that's low, guys. That's low. I hope you understand these dashboards could be a way for you to help prove that they need additional services like AI. So why sit back and lose $2,000 worth of service? Even if you just being half an hour a day, that would mean you sit back and would only be losing $1,000, and I'm only going to charge you, say, $500 or $800 to put in an AI solution. That's going to automatically save you $1,200 right off the bat, not including all the other phone calls that you miss that you can't even get back to. So anyway, I know that was a quick segue, but I did that for you because this is very important data that you need to get, because this is how you use that data to your customers and have it make sense in the owner's mind that this makes sense. I'm losing thousands of dollars every month because I don't have this. I don't have every time I hire somebody, they always quit, and I always have to deal with their bullshit, and I always have to deal with their being sick, and then they can't come in because it's snowing, and all these other excuses that owners have to deal with regarding employees. An AI employee doesn't have that problem. Answers your phone 24/7. Think about it, guys. That's a great segue, and to sit back and actually sell them AI services. So let me move on here. That was a huge segue, but I want to give that to you because I kind of give a similar speech to a lot of my affiliates to help them understand when they're talking to customers, how they can sit back and sell the AI services logically in somebody's mind. So here, again, it's just a lead overview. This right here is a contacts, how many new contacts that you might be getting over time. That kind of lets you know how many leads are coming in to the particular system. Here's your total contacts. Again, I don't know why people would want to look at total contacts, maybe contacts that have come in over a period of time or something like that. But your total contacts doesn't really matter. You might have 15,000 contacts in your database, but that doesn't really matter because those aren't really active customers or leads coming in. You want to know how many new leads are coming in and how much are those customers worth. And then you could talk about, that's a whole other thing, database reactivation, about how to pull in old customers and things like that. So again, here's the report that you get from here. Let me scroll on down. Contacts, again, by tags. We haven't even talked about that. Tags are just a cool way inside of the CRM to identify certain people. Maybe they came in through Facebook. Maybe they came in through a Facebook ad. So you could tag them and you can actually see where they came in from doing that. So these right here are all the leads. Again, these are just standard reports. If you want to look at all the appointments that you got coming in, this is a demo account, so we don't have any, but here's all the confirmed, canceled, no shows. All of these are different values that are, for the salespeople, would be very important, because if you had a no-show, then that person then should be automatically put into a follow-up campaign to get them to rebook an appointment. So that would be something that you could set up for the salesperson that says, hey, if this person's a no-show, go find them in the contact list, add them to the no-show appointment reactivation workflow, and then now you've got a whole other workflow that can happen automatically that will bring and reschedule that person back in and move them maybe from the no-show column in the opportunity pipeline back into the appointment scheduled column. That right there is a great way to handle that. But here's the different things that you could do inside of here. And again, there's several of them, but right now what I want to do is just hop down and there's customer communication, opportunity attribution. So again, but I want to pop into the owner report because this is the one thing that's going to be a little bit fun. Now, I've already pre-built some of the ones I want to work on here, but let's just say if you're the owner. Now, as the owner, I'm not interested in everything that happens. I don't necessarily care about like the call length of a call. I just like, how many calls are we getting every day? And how many people are visiting our website every day? How many new leads are coming in every day? How many appointments are we getting every day? Those are the top level things that I'm more interested in, because that would tell me that the system I have put in place regarding your system, HighLevel, is it working? And if so, how can I sit back and look at, okay, I'm not happy with the number of appointments. I would like to increase those. Okay, let's look at your numbers and find out how we can increase them. Maybe that's a bigger ad budget. Maybe that's talking and maybe training some people who answer the phone to be able to do it correctly. Maybe that's switching them to an AI solution that can be, the AI can be trained to answer questions and book appointments faster and quicker than the calls coming into the office. So either way, but here are some of the custom things that I've built, and I'm going to show you. Inside here, I just went to elements and I just went to this title and I added a few titles. Now, why did I do that? Because I want to show you some of the things that we could do here. So let's just look at call stats. So here's the calls. We're going to sit back and we're already in edit mode. So we're going to add a widget. So for calls, we want to come down here to the calls area. And this is creating a custom dashboard. This is how you'll build one if you want one. But if you want to do incoming, outgoing calls, let's pick one here. Let's just do incoming calls, average duration. We'll just save that one. That comes in. Now, notice it comes into the bottom. You would just simply click on this and drag it. See how easy it is to drag it up. And if you wanted to, you can move it a little bit, make that a little bit bigger for the average call duration. So now we've got that one added. We can come down to calls again. Let's add another one. Total calls placed by attendee. And this is just simply how you can move it and just resize them all together. Now, we're already looking at, if we look at these, notice that we're looking at just the ones that are like the donut chart here. So that's the ones that we've got. If we want to sit back and look at, let's add a bar graph. We come here to bar graph, go to calls, incoming calls by status. And then that will create a bar graph. So we can drop that over here. And again, we'd have to resize these a little bit here. Sometimes you can't. The size of some of these are just the size. But if we wanted to, we could resize this one maybe, move this one over. Then that'd be enough room for up here. There we go. So this is just how you would simply build something. And again, if we want to look at leads, okay, we come down here and just look at, maybe if you look at the opportunities area. So the ones that, let's just see, if we do opportunities by count, now that's going to give us all of them here. Let's go back here. Let's just say if we do open opportunities, and open opportunities are the ones that really haven't been closed or won yet. So you might want to sit back and have that inside of here. That right here would be like a total lead count. So we might want to take that, drag that into here. Oh, that's under website. Oh, where is it at? Oh, I guess I move this up here. Let me move the new leads back. And again, you see how easy it is. It's a little bit temperamental. So again, I'm going to drag the new leads up here and then pull this under the new leads. There we go. So again, it is a little bit sensitive when you drag it and drop it over here. So just be careful. But again, if you want to pull any other opportunities in here, maybe you want to see how many opportunities you won that day. Those are ones that you actually became customers. So you're going to click here. Boom. Now we're right in there as well. Next, we're going to move down to website stats. So let's just say we want to do how many visitor data. So this right here, again, if you're dealing with this, sort of assume the website is inside of HighLevel. Okay. If you're dealing with external website data tracking, there's really nothing you could do inside of here about it yet, but this is for ones that we have inside. So right now we want to do like total website views for this one. And again, notice it came in here. So we're just going to drag it under, and this is a temperamental, isn't it? So we want to move the website stats up. And again, I know this is taking a little bit, so I'm just going to continue to move on here. Let's just say we want to do something with social planner. So we want to have the total number of posts that we went out. We're going to move that down as well. So scroll down a little bit more, move this into here. So now we have the total number of posts. And let's just say we just want to finish it out with appointments. What was our appointment count for these? So if we do all of these, notice it comes up back up here. We're going to move this all the way down to the bottom. And it is sensitive. There we go. So now we have different sections, and let's just say we pre-populated this with all the information that we want to look at here. So now we've got this done, we could just simply click save our changes to the dashboard. Now, these are all good information, but now we just need to worry about time periods. So these are, again, the last 30 days. This is where you can simply come in here and change it. If you wanted to, you could just simply say, give it to me for last quarter. Or if you just want to say from one day to the next, you can actually choose a period. And this right here is what you can actually create for the particular owner. Now, let's do something inside of here that I didn't do on the primary one. That's dealing with permissions. So let's just say the owner report is only available to the admins of the sub account. You want to click on here and you want to go to manage permissions. You don't want to make it private, but you want to sit back and do for this, you want to do full for the account admin. So you want the admin to be able to modify and change this, but the account user has no access. Now, we couldn't do that in the default dashboard just because it was the default and you always have to allow view permission. But because you created a custom one, now any users like a salesperson, office manager, if they're just a user inside of the system, they won't have access to see this particular report. But now that you spend some time actually building this and creating this, and it looks all cool, and it just gives a really good overview of the business from the number of calls, how long things took, to the website visitors. Let's get that to the owner and let's just send that to them every single day. And how we do that is come down here to the reporting areas. And inside the reporting areas, we just simply click on new report. Now, again, this reporting is, you can do a lot of reporting, but I'm just going to focus this on the dashboard report for right now. And one of the cool things about this is you can import your existing dashboards directly into the report. So we're going to click on this, so we could choose any one of the ones that we had. I'm going to choose the owner report and just click on import. Now, here's something that don't shoot yourself in the foot on this, okay? If you import the report, that's imported at the time that you imported it. So if you go back and change the dashboard later, the change in dashboard won't affect the report, because in a sense, what you're doing is you're making a copy of it. At that particular time, whenever it was in place, you get this report, and this is how it looked from the time that you imported it. Does that make sense? So if you change it, you'll have to go back and delete this report and add it again to get the new values in from the dashboard. So please remember that. I did make a mistake on that one time, thinking that they were synced. But right now, once we have this, there's several things in here that you can do. One of which I just want to just simply show you. You can click on send or schedule. Here you can sit back and choose daily. So you want to send this out every day. We want to get this to the owner 5 o'clock a.m. because they get it at 6 o'clock in the morning. The owner gets in the morning to start drinking their coffee and getting ready, scheduling. What date range? We want to just show them yesterday's data. Okay, so when it comes in this morning, he gets the data from yesterday. Does that make sense? So again, and again, if you want to do comparisons, so do you want to compare yesterday to the day before? Probably not. You just want to look at, so just no comparison. You just want to say, give me the stats for today. How do we do today? And then that way he's got a report. He can quickly look at it and go, cool, we got 5 appointments yesterday. We did this. We won 6 opportunities. 6 opportunities times $1,000 on that custom metric was $6,000. We're doing well. Leads are coming in, meaning those values aren't zero. They're not a donut. That would be bad. So anyway, you can put in the email address and put multiple email addresses, comma, separate them if you want to. But this right here, you want to send them the owner report, give it whatever subject line that you want to call it, daily report, whatever it is. Add your recipients to this. Whoever is in your system right now, select a user account, it'll be sent to them. And then here's the message. Click save and send, which is a little bit behind me here, but that's what you do. And now that report is scheduled and that will go into your customer's email every single day. So that right there is just how you would sit back and build, customize the existing dashboard. This could be for your business. Again, this could be for your customer's business, but this is a valuable piece of information. And once you set this up, again, if you already have the dashboards built in your snapshot, there's no setup. They're already there. Now the report part, this part right here, you might need to re-add. Okay. It might not be included in the snapshot. So you might need to add this to your onboarding. So as you onboard a new customer, you already have the dashboard. You're just going to go through and schedule that particular report to the owner every day. And then now the owner sees something. You're communicating with that person every day. They're getting valuable information regarding their business every single day in email, and then they can coordinate those with you. Likewise, your team can also use those same dashboards before you have an update call. Because if you have a customer, you should be calling them or having some kind of a call at least monthly on, hey, your stats look good, man. You're getting a lot of business in here. You're getting a lot of here, but man, you're spending a lot of time on the phone. Right now, if we looked at that kind of goes over that whole spiel that I went on a segue about regarding selling them AI. These are great ways to introduce AI services. And right now, you may be charging them $200 a month, $300 a month for your particular services. Now you can add $500, $600 more in services for AI. You can add Google review services. You can add social media management in there to do social media campaign, to charge them another $400 or $500 for creating content, posting it every day on their social media. So now instead of having a customer paying you $200 a month, now they're paying you $1,200 a month. And a lot of these systems, when you get them set up, they just continue to work every day. They don't require you to come in and intervene. You're just simply looking to see how the system is performing, how people are doing, and then being able to fix things like maybe how many calls are coming in versus how many leads you get. Because obviously that's a problem. And that's one of the things that you as the SaaS owner need to communicate with your customers. Hey, you're getting 80 calls, but you're only getting 5 appointments. There's a problem here. They're not saying the right thing. They're not converting. maybe an ad or an advertisement that you put out there is not expressly given the purpose of the advertisement. Maybe it's people are getting confused and they're calling in and then something is happening there. But that's something that you could show physically in the reports that you got this many calls and you got this many appointments. No, you should have a pretty good close rate. If somebody's calling you, if they're just not happy, if you're not the kind of person that can help them out with their problem or their service, then that's fine. But if they're calling and it's a price issue or it's a communication issue or somebody to pick up the phone, that's a problem. Anyway, that's my other tangent I went on. Sorry about that. If you liked the video, smash the like button. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. If you're looking to sign up for HighLevel, 30-day free trial on the link. Have a great day. Bye-bye.